As kids, we usually use cartoons as a way to bring us a sense of joy and happiness. Some of the greatest pieces of television are cartoons. SpongeBob SquarePants, for example, one of the most legendary TV shows to ever grace the screen. But of course, kids should never be allowed to experience nothing but pure joy. So a lot of creators of the cartoons love to just sprinkle in a little bit of darkness and despair just to spice things up a little bit, just to add a little bit of razzle dazzle. Our favorite Jorge, Blame It On Jorge, is here to give us the rundown on 8 unexpectedly dark episodes in cartoons. Because what would darkness be if it wasn't unexpected, am I right? So without any further ado, 8 unexpectedly dark episodes in cartoons from our favorite Jorge, Blame It On Jorge. See what we got. Warning, this video may cause emotional scarring and or PTSD.
Sometimes writers of a cartoon get the urge to explore themes other than just straight up comedy, especially when that's all they've written for the past 100-something episodes. Sometimes they sneak in darker themes and jokes, hoping to fly under the radar.
See, that's what I said. They just be randomly throwing in a little sprinkle of darkness, pain, agony, and sadness just to make things a little bit more interesting.
Other times, they're just given straight up permission to write a really dark and messed up episode, usually as a what if or just a dream kind of thing. So today, we're going to be looking at 8 unexpectedly dark episodes in cartoons. These episodes can be depressing, cynical, or downright horrific. Whatever it is, it's out of the norm. So without further ado, let's begin.
Let's go, Jorge.
Dexter destroys his own lab. Anybody who has seen Dexter's laboratory knows that his lab is his pride and joy in life. Nothing is more important to him. So to see him destroy it willingly is rather shocking and upsetting. And in the—
Who y'all got? Who y'all got in a street fight? Dexter or Jimmy Neutron? Or Tony Stark? Who wins in a 3-way brawl to the death? What brainiac robot maker? Who wins? Jimmy Neutron, Dexter, or Iron Man, dude?
So to see him destroy it willingly—
I got my money on Dexter. I got my money on Dexter, okay? Because you know what I'm saying? Jimmy's head is humongous and it's too big of a target, right? Dexter and Iron Man, right? Iron Man is rich. Dexter can do everything Iron Man can do without the big old fat stacks of cash, bro. He does it with his own bare hands and his brain. He don't need money to do it, bro. That's why I got my money on Dexter, bro. Plus, he's like 3 feet tall, bro. What the fuck you gonna hit him with? You gonna swing over his head.
Nothing is more important to him. So to see him destroy it willingly is rather shocking and upsetting. And in the episode Way of the DD, he does just that. The episode focuses on Dexter becoming more and more fed up with Dee Dee destroying his lab in pretty much every episode. She attempts to convince him that it's just her way of expressing herself, and then seeks to show Dexter her ways of finding inner peace. And up until now, Dexter has always been secluded and lonely. So he takes her up on that and attempts to learn.
Toil away, alone in the dark, searching for answers to questions nobody asked. Locked away from the world, never to explore the true mysteries of life.
Yeah, it's
However,
just like me.
Dexter gets carried away with this new lifestyle and ends up destroying the one thing that truly makes him happy, his lab. Dee Dee blames herself for his change and runs off crying, leaving Dexter alone to realize what he's done. As the episode ends, we see him sitting alone in his lab, slowly repairing it, as the camera very quietly zooms out.
And now he's alone and sad. Just like life is meant to be, bro.
He is alone, joyless, and devoid of enthusiasm, just as he was before. And this episode is really dark and depressing.
Alone, joyless, and void of enthusiasm, bro. Just sounds like a normal Thursday afternoon for me.
It gives some insight into Dexter's character that we don't usually see. We see that he wants to be happy, but he just doesn't fit the fold of normality. He gets too carried away with things, leading to his isolation. In the end, maybe he's just meant to be isolated from the rest of the world, and the one place that truly understands him, his lab.
That's kind of sad if you explain it like that. he's meant
Adventure
to be
Time's
alone.
depressing backstory. What started out as a simple show about a boy and his magic dog playing video games, exploring dungeons, and dancing with cloud people sure has turned into one hell of a plot-heavy show, hasn't it? Adventure Time at this point is no stranger to depressing moments, with the most notable being the Ice King and Marceline's backstory. However, the backstory of the entire show is proving to be one of the most depressing aspects of it, and all that came together in the episode Evergreen. This episode takes place 65 million years before the series begins, and follows a nice elemental named Urgent's Evergreen and his poorly treated apprentice, Gunther. Gunther idolizes Evergreen and wishes to become just like him, but he is usually scolded by his master. At a meeting with the other elementals, we find out that a green meteor is heading towards the Earth and is set to make contact. Evergreen insists that they use a magic crown that can grant the wearer's wish to destroy the meteor, but the other elementals are against it because they fear it will corrupt him.
We reject your plan, Urgent's Evergreen.
Why we reject
Very
your
well, then.
plan?
You leave me no choice.
He ends up freezing them and then goes ahead with his plan anyways. When the meteor strike is imminent, Evergreen is attacked, leaving him unable to put the crown on. He orders Gunther to wear it and wish for the meteor to vanish, but his only wish is to be like his master. He is morphed into a strange version of Evergreen, one that looks suspiciously like the Ice King.
And it's the Ice King!
He shoots ice magic left and right while screaming, "Gunther, no!" We then cut to the Ice King, revealing that this is all a recurring dream he's been having. What's really depressing about this is that the Ice King has been pulled into Gunther's childlike wish, turning him into an idolized caricature he sees of Master Evergreen. The Ice King names all his penguins Gunther as well. Furthermore, it's heavily implied that the meteor was the
Wait,
Lich,
so
the
the
main
Ice King's origin story is that he was supposed to save the world from a green meteor?
as well.
And he like
Furthermore,
failed or
it's heavily
something?
implied that the meteor was the Lich, the main antagonist of the series and the cause of the apocalypse. It could have all been prevented had Gunther not put on the crown. Everybody pushes Bart
So
Simpson
he caused a fucking apocalypse or some shit, dude? This is... What am I saying? Nice.
Everybody pushes Bart Simpson to suicide.
Excuse
Simpsons is
me.
known for its use of black comedy and sometimes depressing endings to episodes, but they always knew how to keep things balanced.
Dude, it's the Simpsons. I'm not too sure why I'm so shocked at the fact somebody's doing suicide on fucking Simpsons, dude.
Between lighthearted and serious. Well, most of the time. The season 18 episode, The Boy's a Bummer, is an extremely dark and cynical episode for an otherwise lighthearted comedy. The story starts with Bart successfully getting his Little League team into the championship game.
He
At
moons
the
everybody.
championship against Shelbyville, Springfield is leading 5-2 in the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs, while Shelbyville has the bases loaded. A pop fly heads towards Bart, who fails to catch it, and then repeatedly is unable to pick it up, allowing for all 4 runners to score, causing them to lose the entire game. The whole crowd turns on Bart, yelling and booing at him, and even throwing beer bottles. Chief Wiggum picks him up in his police car, appearing to be escorting him away from the hatred, but actually just drives him back onto the field so the crowd can continue to throw beer at him.
He's back!
Bro,
Donuts
what's funny
everywhere!
is this is exactly what happens in real life, bro. God forbid LeBron James drops less than 35 points every single game, bro. The LeBron has to drop 50 points. The rest of his team drops 4 points combined. They lose, and then everybody mobs on fucking LeBron, bro. This is literally real life, bro. They be doing it for quarterbacks. This ain't even that far-fetched, bro.
His failure is broadcasted all over town on the radio.
People
and
be
he is
sending death
continuously
threats
being
to,
mocked
like,
and sneered at,
fucking
actually causing
athletes to
him to
fuck up.
burst into tears. The next day, a now deranged Bart has spray painted, "I hate Bart Simpson" on almost everything in town. A crowd of townspeople find him on top of a water tower, and he jumps off in a suicide attempt, while the crowd actually cheers him on. He survives and is taken to the hospital. And just when you thought Bart's suffering was over, the crowd actually stands outside of the hospital window chanting "Bart sucks."
Nice.
That's right. This crowd of fully grown adults are still harassing a 10-year-old
I don't see any of you old-ass boomers out there on the field trying to catch that baseball.
boy they drove to attempt
Maybe if y'all
suicide for a
fucking
damn little
old-ass
league
knees was
baseball
out there
game.
doing something, this wouldn't be a
Now,
problem.
in the end, they do all apologize, and they set up a fake game so Bart can feel good about himself again, but it doesn't erase what this town did in the slightest. It's kind of hard to look at Springfield the same way after this episode. It received a lot of negative reviews from fans and critics alike due to its unnecessarily cynical and distasteful content. And as they point out in the episode, it really does seem like Springfield is the meanest town in America.
Now, thanks to you, my special little guy will be haunted by this for the rest of his life. I always thought that was just a slogan to attract small businesses.
Huh. Nice.
Tom nearly goes to hell. Despite being
Excuse
cartoons full
me!
of comedic slapstick violence, sometimes things can get a little too far in Tom and Jerry.
Yeah,
This is
we watched a
especially
video
evident-
on that one. We watched a video on the one where his girl was a fucking gold digger and she left him for the rich ass cat, right? And then Tom ended up depressed, right? And then Jerry's girl ended up leaving him, and then they both sat in front of the train tracks, waiting for that thing to blast through him, bro. I remember that, dude. That was depressing.
In the episode Heavenly Puss, in which Tom almost goes to hell. The episode begins, as usual, with Tom chasing Jerry. However, the dark themes hit you in the gut when Tom is killed by an upright piano. He goes to heaven and is met by a feline St. Peter. And before he is judged, St. Peter admits 3 kids who were drowned in a bag. God. He then turns to Tom and tells him that
3 kittens who were drowned in a bag, bro. Nice. Well, nice little detail. You just kind of casually just bowled over, dude.
kids who were drowned in a bag.
Oh, yeah.
God.
Nothing out of the
He then
ordinary
turns
for
to
there.
Tom and tells him that he is not allowed into heaven because of his constant tormenting of Jerry, unless he can get him to sign a certificate of forgiveness. If he can't, then, well, he'll burn in hell forever.
Let me have him! Send him down!
Back on Earth, Tom
Dude.
finds out that he has a limited amount of time to get Jerry to sign, and when Jerry refuses, Tom tries to forge his signature, but is caught by St. Peter. He bribes Jerry, but that doesn't work, leading Tom to attack him. The devil cheers him on, which strikes fear into his heart, and causes him to act more compassionately. As time runs out, Tom frantically tries to tell Jerry about his situation. Literally down to the last second, Jerry agrees and signs the paper. But the pen doesn't work. After a few attempts, it works and Tom runs up to heaven, but time runs out, the escalator disappears, and Tom falls to hell, where the devil is
Dude.
ready to torture him. for
Bro,
all
the crazy
eternity.
thing is I'm pretty sure I remember watching this. I'm pretty sure I loved Tom and Jerry as a wee lad, bro. And this, right, this shows you, like, how stupid I was as a little ass kid, bro. Because this just completely went over my head, bro. Like, I understood the concept of heaven and hell, right? You go, if you're a good person, you go to heaven. You bad, you go to hell, burn with the devil, right? But, like, and then it's shown to me, and then I'm just, like, fucking completely oblivious to everything that's fucking happening, dude. Like,
Luckily, it all turns out to be just a dream, much to Tom's relief. He goes to hug and kiss Jerry, much to his confusion, but just lets it happen. Dream or not, though,
and then they had
it's
sex.
still a pretty messed up episode. I mean, doing everything you can to redeem yourself, only for it all to be for nothing in the end, is a very depressing thought. Not to mention the use of hell and the devil being really freaky in a slapstick show about a cat and a mouse. Oh, and those kittens that were drowned. That's sad as hell.
Yeah, they just drowned. No biggie. Nothing.
Stan sees everything as shit.
Oh
If for some
my
reason you have-
I watched this the other dude. Listen, bro, South Park is the fucking GOAT, bro. I don't care what anybody say, dude. I love me some South Park, right? Shout out to 303, dude. Dude, I literally watched that the other day. I literally watched it the other day. Stan, he like turns 10, right? And he goes through like a spiritual awakening where everything he hears or sees or tastes or anything is just literal actual shit, dude.
Haven't seen a
I
single
remember
episode
that.
of South Park before.
And
Don't go
nobody
into
wanted
it
to hang
thinking
out
that
with him
dark
anymore
themes
'cause he was
and
being
humor
such
are
a
rarity
Debbie
for the
Downer.
series. Those moments are pretty much its life force, and the reason why most people watch the show. But its inclusion on our list today is for a different type of dark. Things get a little too real in the season 15 episode, You're Getting Old. The basic premise is that after Stan's 10th birthday, he starts to see the world differently and loses interest in pretty much everything.
Yeah.
To put it more bluntly, he starts to see everything as shit.
Literal shit.
Literal shit.
Dude, this shit is fucking hilarious.
can't enjoy modern
Bro, he was
music,
listening to
movies,
Playboy
TV
Cardi.
shows,
That's
or
crazy.
anything. The other boys start seeing him more as a major buzzkill and no longer want to hang out with him. Stan has a major falling out with Kyle, and they stop being friends. And on top of all of this, his parents, Sharon and Randy,
like,
have
divorce,
been fighting
yeah.
and decide to get a divorce. The episode ends to Fleetwood Mac's Landslide, as we see a montage of the entire show's dynamic changing. And unlike most episodes in the series, things don't go back to the way they were. The changes in this episode lasted for a good long while. For a show that many saw as a comedic escape from the real world, this episode really messed with a lot of people.
Dude.
It essentially said that nothing is forever, people change.
Listen, bro, like, dude, the thing with this is that, like, yeah, this is very depressing, this is sad, this is dark, bro, but it's also fucking South Park, bro. And if you sit and you watch this entire episode, literally, it's just, like, it all just doesn't matter, bro. Like, you won't actually catch the sadness because everything is just so fucking funny, dude. Like, yeah, it's depressing that Stan sees the world as shit, but it all makes it so much better when the dude he's talking to literally has turds flying out of his mouth,
You
bro.
get older, your tastes change, and it can feel like your entire identity and world are falling apart. Some also saw it as a metaphor for how Matt Stone and Trey Parker, the showrunners, felt about South Park, and were worried it might be the end of the series. However, the two debunked these rumors, stating that the show still has a long life ahead of it. And so far, it looks like the show's not slowing down. But one has to wonder, was it really their
Dude, South
decision,
Park will
or
never
Comedy
end, bro.
Central's?
As long as humans exist, South Park got somebody to flame.
Phineas and Ferb are imprisoned in solitary confinement.
What?
One of the major reoccurring jokes in Phineas and Ferb is their sister Candace always trying to bust her brothers to their parents.
'Cause she's a
for all
fed.
the crazy things they do in the backyard. Every single time, some crazy act of God happens where whatever insane project the boys are working on in the episode completely disappears by the time Candace gets her mom to see. Well, almost every time. In the episode Phineas and Ferb get busted, Candace finally busts her brothers when they build a flying car in the backyard.
Candace is a snitch,
Their
bro.
mother is stunned that Candace has been telling the truth the entire time, and quickly becomes angry at the boys. They send Phineas and Ferb away to a reformatory school. Upon arriving, their heads are
reformatory
shaved and are taught
school.
that creativity
Dude, they built a flying car in the backyard and got punished for it, bro. These Phineas and Ferb were literally young Tony Starks, building innovative marvels that humans never thought would ever exist, bro. Building shit literally from the Jetsons. Technologically advanced, bro, and then they get sent to fucking prison for it, dude.
is wrong
Nice.
and something to be punished for. Candace soon finds herself missing her
Kids,
brothers.
I think
and
this
decides
proves that when you're in school, you should just shoot for the C, bro. Because if you go for that A, they just gonna crucify you.
to break them out of the school.
Fuck
However,
being
when
above
she gets
average, bro.
there,
Average is where it's
She
at.
discovers that Phineas and Ferb's souls have been broken, and they are unwilling to leave. She is eventually able to break them out of their trance, but it's soon revealed that this has all been a dream, and the events of this episode never actually took place. Wow, the just a dream trope seems to be an easy way for writers to have a field day, a way for them to use potentially series-changing plot points and twists, and explore much darker themes like the ones we saw in the Tom and Jerry episode. Whether it's a dream or not, it's still pretty upsetting to see Phineas and Ferb lose their creativity and become lifeless husks of what they once were. The Powerpuff Girls create a fourth sister, and then she explodes. The
Oh, I've seen this. Oh,
original Powerpuff Girls series has its
My
fair share of adult and
heart.
dark humor every now and then. Rewatching the series with a more
Dude, I
mature
remember
mindset,
this
you
one,
might catch a lot of
bro.
jokes you missed as a child. However, the episode Twisted Sister is one of the few episodes that is dark throughout the entire runtime, actually featuring a character die. The episode begins with the girls coming home from a long day of crime fighting, only to be told that they have to do chores. They're very tired, so they decide to create a fourth Powerpuff Girl in order to help them with all their crime fighting and chores. Unfortunately, they don't have the main ingredients, being sugar, spice, and everything nice, so they make do with what they have. The end result is Bunny, a large
Bunny, bro.
hunchback girl who isn't too bright.
Okay, it's your job to
Oh,
fly around,
bro,
keep
Bunny
us
got done
safe from
dirty.
crime. And when you
They
catch
did
the
Bunny
bad
dirty,
guys,
bro.
Bam, pow! You beat them up. And then throw them in jail. Understand?
Dude, Bunny was just trying her best.
Crime, but she misunderstands and throws the police officers in jail and lets the criminals roam free. The girls scold Bunny, causing her to run off upset. They then find themselves overwhelmed by criminals and in need of help. Bunny comes back to their aid and saves them, but then after the girls praise Bunny, she just...
Bro, literally done so dirty. Oh.
Just out of nowhere. The ending is somber and depressing, as the girls hang their heads in shame, knowing that their meanness costed Bunny her life. Bunny's sudden death is both hilarious and alarming. One could take it as a jab at other shows who introduce major characters late into a show in order to gain views. Like Poochie from The Simpsons, Bunny is killed off in a comedic way at the end, and is never seen again.
In a comedic way! Oh yeah, that's absolutely hilarious! After Bunny springs into action and saves not only the Powerpuff Girls, but the entire town from the savages running amok being fucking felonious and shit, bro. And then she just happens to randomly explode for no reason. Yeah, that's totally hilarious, bro.
Brian and Stewie. Just like South Park and The Simpsons, Family Guy is no stranger to
Dude, I remember when, oh my god, bro, I remember when Brian died, dude. Holy shit, bro. I remember when fucking Brian died, bro. I think I was in high school when that happened. And everybody was fucking talking about it, dude. That was crazy. Dude.
Messed up humor.
I remember
In fact,
that shit.
Nowadays, that's all the show essentially is. So in order for an episode to make this list, it has to be exceedingly dark and different from the usual. And again, much like the South Park episode, this one is a very different kind of dark. The episode Brian and Stewie is very different from your normal episode of Family Guy. There are no cutaways, very little music, one setting, and no other characters besides Brian and Stewie, both voiced by Seth MacFarlane. The episode revolves around the pair going through Brian's safety deposit box at the bank. However, the door closes on them at the end of the bank day, leaving them trapped inside the vault until next morning. Or so they think, because it's actually Saturday, meaning that they're stuck there until Monday morning. From here on out, the episode is just the two of them, alone, talking. It begins with Stewie soiling himself out of fear, and then forcing Brian to eat the feces, worried that it'll give him a rash if he doesn't get rid of it. He forces him with a gun, which turns out Brian kept in his deposit box.
Stewie, come on, you don't know how to use that thing.
Oh, really? What if I hold it sideways like a black guy?
Whoa, come on, man, take it easy, all right? I don't want any trouble.
There's not gonna be any trouble as long as you eat my poo.
Stewie also uses the last bit of battery in his cell phone to call a clothing store rather than call for help. Brian hits him, causing Stewie to tear up. Physical abuse is usually played up for laughs in this show,
Where's
but
my
here
money?
it's shown a bit more realistically, with Brian instantly feeling remorseful. The two become drunk off of some scotch that Brian kept in the box, and their discussion soon turns into hurtful insults. He then causes the gun to be shot prematurely, sending the two hiding under the table. After sobering up, Stewie asks Brian why he kept a gun in his safety deposit box, to which he reveals that it's in case he ever wants to commit suicide. The scotch was meant to be his last drink.
Oh.
That's fucking...
Oh my god, you're serious? But why, Brian?
Brian confesses that he
Dude.
has no purpose in life, and he
That's
finds comfort knowing that
fucked.
he has the option to kill himself.
Yesterday, when you said, I don't live with purpose, you were right.
Dude.
I don't. What purpose does my life have? You know, I've tried to find meaning in my life, and I just can't.
Stewie then admits that he would be lost without Brian, and that
Dude,
he
that's
loves him.
fucking sad, bro.
Brian tells Stewie that he loves him back. The next morning, the vault door swings open, and Brian carries a sleeping Stewie outside in silence. The credits also roll in silence. While Family Guy is usually seen as a polarizing show due to its cutaways and
Dude, I
humor,
haven't seen that episode. I haven't seen this episode, bro. But dude, I imagine it'd be in the same realm as like South Park, bro. Like if I were to watch this, I wouldn't remember the sad, depressing pain and agony that Brian brought upon me with that heartfelt story. I would probably be remembering more like the hilarious, funny shit because that's what Family Guy's about. You know what I'm saying? It's hilarious and funny. And so I feel like that would also be something where I feel like it wouldn't hit me as hard as it was supposed to because of, you know, the type of show that it is.
This episode is a breath
But
of
now I'm sitting here and I'm seeing it for the first time. Yes. This makes me want to cry. I will enjoy that scotch with you, Brian. Let's both drown our pain.
Share, and a powerful one at that.
Drown our
For
sorrows
once,
in
we really
liquor,
get to
bro.
see these characters become characters without the worry of a throwaway joke will come in and interrupt the moment. And it's a deep, dark, intimate moment between Brian and Stewie that maybe the viewer wasn't meant to see, but we did anyways. And despite the character of Brian being not so loved online, hearing him talk about wanting to commit suicide is pretty heart-wrenching, seeing how fragile he really is. Of course, they later ruin it by killing him off in a stupid, silly way, but that's later. Right now in this episode, it's unexpected.
That's what
It's by killing him off.
Oh my, why'd you do that to me, bro? Like, I just got done talking about that. Dude. Now you're bringing up war flashbacks. Thanks, dude.
Pretty heart-wrenching, seeing how fragile he really is. Of course, they later ruin it by killing him off in a stupid, silly way, but that's later. Right now in this episode,
And then they
it's
tried to
unexpected.
replace him
It's
with
powerful.
that stupid
It's a
ass
dark
fucking dog,
episode.
bro. Oh my god, bro. Dude, listen, bro, I love me some cartoons, bro. Y'all know this. I love me some cartoons. But dear Lord Almighty, bro, some of these got dark. Some of these got very dark very quickly. The Dexter's Lab one, that wasn't so bad. You know what I'm saying? I felt bad for him because he's lonely and sad with no purpose other than being by himself, dude. Really hits home for me, right? The Adventure Time one, I don't know, bro. The Adventure Time one wasn't that crazy. The Simpsons one was fucked, dude. The entire town wanted Bart Simpson dead because he lost the fucking baseball game. That one was fucked, and that one was like real life, dude. Tom and Jerry was not expecting that, right? South Park, I'd seen that. Like I'd said, I commented on that already, right? Phineas and Ferb did not deserve that. Imagine a technological innovation sends you to fucking prison, dude. Imagine. Okay, fuck Candace. All my homies hate Candace. The Powerpuff Girls will always be one of the saddest fucking things I've ever seen in my life, dude. Still have not fully emotionally recovered from when I was 8. Right? And then this Family Guy definitely ended it off with some very depressing vibes, dude. So, now I'm sad. Okay, there's a insurmountable levels of agony building up inside of me, and I am probably going to violently sob in the shower tonight, dude. So, thanks, Jorge. I really appreciate that.